We are in Anime Origins, and we're going to be doing a showcase on the three GOATs, Alucard, Madara, and Yuta. Let's get right into it. Alright chat, we are in the testing phase right now. Game does release today. I am going to be doing a showcase on the three secret units of this game. We're going to have Cursed, Lover aka Yuta, Madara here, and then we're going to have Alucard, Valcrad, which I believe you get Alucard from the banner. No, I know you get Alucard from the banner. Madara, I have no idea. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't know where you get Madara from. Yuta, I don't know where you get Yuta from either, but I'll actually look for it right now. Alright chat, I'm back. So, this is what I found out. Madara, I believe you get from Legend Stage in Story Mode. Yuta, I believe you get from Raids. And Alucard is where you get him from the banner. You summon the banner right here, and that's how you get him. But we're not here for that. Let's get right to the showcase. We're going to start with Alucard first. Let's go. Alright chat, we are in-game. Let's look at his passives now. Boom. Third Eye. This unit gains 15% crit chance. Each attack that critically hits permanent increases this unit's range by 1% up to 10%. We got Bloodthirst. What is happening? This unit gains... Okay, move out the way. Alright, this unit gains 3% damage for every bleeding enemy within range up to 9% damage. That's pretty cool, I guess. When a boss enters this unit's range, a coffin trap is placed ahead of its path. And then the coffin is going to stun the boss for 7 seconds. Can only be affected once by this passive. And one coffin trap can be placed every 18 seconds. Alright, that's not bad either. Restriction release, which is what we really want. Every 36 defeated enemies lowers this restriction by 1. You start at 4, as you can see the top bar up here. 4th is 10% damage increase. 3 is going to be 10% DOT damage increase. 2 is going to be every defeated enemy summon a goal, and the goal has summon health equal to 33% of this unit's damage. And then restriction 1 is going to be 25% increased summon health. So that's what, 33 plus 25. That's like, I suck at that, bro. 58. I'm tripping. Goals are summoned. Restriction 0 goals are summoned every 15 defeated enemies instead, and summoned goals gain 60% speed, which that's a big increase in speed. I'm not gonna lie. Let's upgrade him. Circle what the? Circle AOE, 1.8k, 2.8k, 4.2k. Line circle AOE. It's basically a multi-attack line AOE with an explosion circle AOE. 6k, 8k, 10.3k. Circle AOE doing 10.7k. Boom. 13k, bigger circle AoE. This is the final AoE change, 15k, 18k. So he's doing 19.34k every 4.3 seconds. I don't think that his best trait is going to be Immortal. I know there's a DOT trait, which will be his best trait. Actually, let me find the name of this trait. Alright, the name of that trait is going to be called Decay, and it's going to be 40% damage over time damage increase, and then 10% cooldown and 25% range, which is going to be pretty good. And I do believe that I think he's a 2 or 3 placement. I do not remember. But let's move on to the next unit, chat. Alright, chat. We are going to be doing Madara. Let's look at his passives here. Boom. Sasuno, Ribcage. When an enemy attempts to inflict debuff or crowd control on this unit has a 50% chance to activate the Ribcage, blocking the effect and becoming immune to enemy debuffs and crowd control for 3 seconds, which this is not bad. He is going to be useful in world bosses. Sasuno time. This unit begins with 20 seconds of Sasuno time. Defeating enemies before Sasuno is used increases its duration. So it's going to be the timer up here. Normal enemies 3 seconds, mini boss 10, boss 15. And then it could max out at 180 seconds. And then Heaven's Pressure. Every 5 attacks, this unit summons a Sasuno blade onto the target, which is a big slash essentially. After a short delay, the blade slams down, dealing 75% of this unit's damage in AoE. Enemies hit are inflicted with Calamity for 6 seconds, and Calamity marks the enemy. After a short delay, the mark detonates, repeating a portion of all damage dealt by the unit that applied Calamity while the mark is active, which, that's pretty good, bro. That's pretty good. Let's start upgrading him. Let's go. Oh my, I almost forgot this passive right here, Heaven Splitter. This is not a passive, this is the ability actually. This unit manifests as perfect Sasuno and unleashes a devastating sword slash. The slash deals 300% of this unit's damage and reaches up to triple the unit's range, which I believe this is a one-time use only. Alright, let's start upgrading, chat. He is going to be Cone AoE on placement with a 2.6k damage with 1,000 yen to place. 1.8k, 2.8k, 4.2. Circle rectangle AoE, I don't know, bro. What the heck? That's like weird, but it is what it is. 6k, 8k, 10.3k, circle cone AoE. Okay, nice. Oh, that's it. 10k, 13k, 15k, 18k. Boom, there we go. He keeps the circle cone AoE, which could be nice for enemies that are up close. Now, let's actually transform now. Let's do Heaven Splitter. Boom, let's see it. Oh, it transforms him. Wait, why was I not expecting that? I already done a showcase on him on my TikTok chat. Alright, 5k, 10k, 15k, 17k. He's back to the huge cone circle AoE. It's even bigger this time. 40 maxed out, 29.69k, 4.7 seconds. Now, The one thing I don't really like about this character, he is hybrid. He is 1 out of 2 hybrid units in this game. Is that you have to build up this timer just to use the ability once. Unless I'm missing something, by the way. You build up the timer, right, to 3 minutes to use this ability once. And the ability I'm talking about is that, where was it? I don't remember, but it was that ability that had 9 million seconds. Wait, did we get new passives also? He has his own passives. Okay, when this unit, blah, 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 returns to its previous form and Sasuno is placed on cooldown, this unit is immune to crowd control and negative effects. Each block debuff extends Sasuno's duration by 3 seconds. Oh, wow, that's actually pretty interesting. Every 5 attacks, this unit summons a blade onto the target. After a short delay, the blade slams down. We know this, and then we know this too. Wait, actually we don't. Any enemy that leaves this unit's range is chased by a Yasuka bead dealing 175% damage. If the Yasuka bead hits an enemy with 30% health or lower, they are stunned for 3 seconds. Oh, wow, okay. That's pretty interesting, chat. I'm not gonna lie. He is a hybrid unit, which is super good. I'll say that. I do believe his best trait is gonna be Immortal, though. And also, these units can change when the game fully releases. They have told us that multiple times already. So this could be totally different. His cooldown could be different also. Alright, chat, I just realized I was playing with no audio, bro. But the next unit we got here is Curse Lover, aka Yuta. I like his little background here. He does copy abilities, so let's look at his passive though. Lingering Queen's Head. Every 6 attacks, this unit briefly manifests 1 cursed head that fires a mini love beam at the target. It has a 30% chance to manifest 2 of them. Each head does 85% of this unit's damage in a small AoE, which I think is pretty good. And then his second ability is going to be Copy. He could copy active abilities up to 4. And they have a separate cooldowns, I believe. After copying an active ability, copy goes on cooldown before another ability. Yeah. Okay, so essentially, he could copy up to 4 abilities. There's a cooldown before you copy another one. But I do believe the abilities he do copy are on separate cooldown than the character's abilities. So we're going to get this guy fully upgraded, and we're going to get a Gojo fully upgraded. We're going to look at their time stop, chat. All right, chat, let's start upgrading. Let's get a Gojo upgraded first, just so we could see later on. There you go, fully upgraded Gojo. All right, let's upgrade Yuta. 2.62k on placement of 6.2 SPA. So the highest SPA out of all the secrets currently. 1,000 a place. I think he is a 2 placement, 3 placement. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, chat. Let's start upgrading. 1.8k, 2.8k, 4.2k. Actually, big circle AoE to a slightly smaller circle AoE. 6k, 8k, 9.2k. Line AoE to a middle of the. Okay. All right. Interesting. 10k, 12k circle AoE. Let's fully upgrade. 25.19k every 4.5. Actually, not bad. On par with the other secrets, I would say. But let's look at the love beam first. And then we'll do the ability swap. All right, love beam. Come on. There we go. All right, that's cool, I guess. Let's copy ability, chat. We're gonna copy Gojo's ability. Let me actually target none. Let's see how this goes. We're gonna copy Gojo's ability. Boom. Copy. We're gonna time stop. Okay, time stop. Now I don't know. Are these separate? I really don't know. Once he starts moving again, we'll see if we can use this again. Wow, they stack. Oh my, they're on separate cooldowns, chat. But his cooldown is way longer, I will say that. Because Gojo's is only 60 seconds, his is 100 in like 10 seconds. Yuta is actually pretty good. You can store up to 4 abilities too, which is pretty good, bro. Oh no, it is 60 seconds. It's just 110 seconds until I can copy another ability. Okay, chat. Yuta might be meta, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Alright, chat. I know I said I was only gonna do secrets, but we're doing a bonus unit. We're gonna actually be doing Igritto here. The GOAT himself. Let's go over his passives real quick. Blood Red Commander. Attacking an oppressed enemy grants Crimson Authority. I don't know what an oppressed enemy is. If you guys do know, let me know. 10% crit chance, 15% crit damage, 10% damage against bosses and mini bosses if you attack an oppressed enemy. Then we got Crimson Overload. Attacks generate Crimson Overload. At 300 Overload, this unit can enter Frenzy for 7 seconds. During Frenzy, this unit stops its normal attack rotation and unleashes rapid line slashes. Each slash deals 25% damage. And then upon entering Frenzy, he also gets 35% damage and 20% cooldown, which he also gets 20 seconds after it ends. Alright, let's go. Let's start upgrading. He's 1,000 to place. No, he's 750 to place, which is really good. I believe he is a 3 placement without Immortal. 1.96k on placement, 6.5 SPA. He is a mythic unit, but you do get him from world bosses. It's like a 1% chance, I believe. Let's upgrade. 1.3k, 2.1k, 3.2k. Cone AoE. I believe it's multi-hit too. Let's see. It is. That's actually really nice. 5k, 7k, 9k, circle AoE, lame, 10k, 12k, 15k, final 16.7, big circle AoE, 23.27k damage every 4.1, which is pretty good, I will say. A little bit less in the secrets, but he is a multi-hit, and he does get this, which we're going to activate Crimson Overload, boom, which he should get a damage buff. There we go. Now he is... This is like the highest DPS number I've seen so far, which is insane. 3.3 SPA2, bro, come on. That's actually crazy. He's actually really OP in this state. I will say that, bro. Yeah, 31k damage. That's crazy. The cooldown isn't bad also. I would say Igritto is low-key going to be meta. Now, I think he stays a ground unit. He does. There are only 2 hybrid units in the game, and one of them is Bon and I believe Madara. Yeah, Bon and Madara are the only hybrid units I found so far. Alright, we are back in the lobby. Now, I do want to look at Bon real quick. I don't have him upgraded, but it does become a hybrid unit. I don't know how good he becomes, chat. I will say that. Let's look at his abilities. This unit steals the spoils of every victory. Defeating enemy grants 50% more income from that kill. Interesting. And an unexpected chef. At the start of each wave, this unit prepares a random meal. Meals can be served to a unit of your choice, granting unique temporary effects. What? So he's a buff unit? A hybrid buff unit, chat. Whole chicken, 20% damage for 25 seconds. Spicy curry, 20% cooldown. 25% range, 35% crit chance. 35% damage and 15% cooldown. Wow, wait, these are actually really good. Master of Chef Sushi is really good, actually. He might be low-key pretty good, I will say that. Now, if you could put this on auto and have it like just automatically apply to random units, I would like that. But if you had to manually do it, then that would be low-key mid. But either way, that's the end of this video, chat. Enemy Origins does drop today. This video will be out after it drops. Hopefully, nothing big changes on these units. They did say some units could be changing. Some aspects of the game could be changing. Hopefully, not much changes. Peace out, chat. I appreciate you guys watching this.